Hello guys, NautoAis here, and once again, this will be my annual April's Fool 2022 special epilogue. So, for people who don't know what it is that after I did my April's Fool special, I kind of explain what the theme's all about. So, of course, last year's theme wasn't really that interesting, let's just say. It was more of just me doing some sort of cut and paste movie, a fictional crossover of Konami versus Capcom shooter, Parodius. But I think that's what it is, and the only reason I think I did that was I couldn't really think of anything that would be interesting, so I thought, whatever. But of course, this year in 2022 is no different because there was a lot of theme that I wanted to do for 2022. Originally I was going to do some sort of, believe it or not, a parody of a hot take in 2019 from Mike Matei about when people use the rewind feature or save state, you did not officially finish the game. And of course, if you noticed, I have two showcase, spoiler theater. Well, one of them is from Capcom Arcade Stadium, and I put on the invisibility mode. So I was going to do a joke saying that, look, I finally finished Ghosts and Goblin and Giga Wing after all those series was so hard, but not officially because I used the invisibility mode. And I was going to do that. That was actually the theme. But then after a while, it's like, okay. That it was going to be originally, but because I was running out of time to some extent, I know real life stuff I have to do. So I end up doing Sakura Santa, and that was going to be the other theme, was that I actually played another Winged Cloud visual novel. Of course, in 2020, I did Sakura Clicker. So I was going to do Sakura Santa because the interesting about that game is there is fan service, but there is no R18 plus patch. And of course, I did mention this on my secondary channel, and that unfortunately, Gamazumi did announce that they did try to put it on the PlayStation 4, and Sony rejected it. So, and I'm probably going to talk about that in my secondary channel about Wing Clouded versus Sony, because apparently they gave them a chance, but I guess some sort of evaluation in the long run and just said, yeah, we're not going to allow this game anymore. So kind of dick move for Sony, but it is what it is there. So what it ended up really, the theme for this one is Intellivision. Anything about Intellivision to some extent. So with that said, let me explain the video that I did. First is a April's Fool showcase of American's Kitchen and Personal Trainer. Of course, if you click on that video, and if you guys did, you're my hero. It was just me putting ketchup on my spaghetti for dinner. And that was it. It was going to be some sort of short video of just spaghetti. But I said, you know what? Maybe I'll save that video and make it sort of a April's Fool for Personal Trainer cooking in American Kitchen. Maybe chances are that those games have a recipe for spaghetti. Who knows? And for those games, they're not really sort of a game to some extent. I think there is some sort of like a mini mode. I know one of the game has like the Game & Watch Chef, but to some extent it is more of a digital recipe book for the touch generation. Different story there. And then of course Sakura Santa, because like I said, originally I was gonna do my second theme option, me playing a Winged Cloud game, and I said, oh, why not? Then in the end, I just said, you know what? I'm just going to do something about Intellivision or Amico. So, of course, I also did just another, for a long time, Nintendo achievement win. And basic for this one is anything related to Nintendo. Of course, like I said before, what's missing in the Nintendo Switch or Nintendo in general in their system is an achievement system for, you know, kind of like achievement and trophy. But of course, you know, Nintendo's being Nintendo, they have their own philosophy. And I kind of mentioned this before in a previous episode of this, is that Miyamoto actually is not a fan of achievement. He basically said that this type of achievement is just like a dangling carrot, like what do you get? Bragging rights, okay. And that the philosophy is video games are fun, not competitive. Kind of related to Smash Brothers, esports, but that's a different story there. And then, of course, the last one for the main showcase is I did a showcase of the Intellivision lives for the PlayStation 2. So during the PS2 era, there is this game. It's a compilation of Intellivision games for the PS2, GameCube, Xbox, Windows. And I did try to play those games, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand them. It's weird. The controller setup is weird because you push a button and the controller pops in, the Intellivision controller. And I'm like, what is this? I'm not really having fun. So, like I said, I'm more of a Atari person than an Intellivision because, believe it or not, I did play Atari when I was young. My very first real experience with video game is Nintendo, but I also had exposure to Atari. That's why I sort of understand more about Atari versus Intellivision. With that said, of course, on my secondary channel, the vlog, I did first a classic thoughts of S-Play. It was originally on my main channel. And I said, you know what, I'll just make it into a classic thought and basically talk about S-Play. And for people who don't know what that is, long time ago in 2008, 2009, there were people that I follow on YouTube. They were doing a parody of X-Play called S-Play. Basically, it's just like a joke version of the review. And some of them, you know, it's off the cup, funny, doesn't make sense, but that's the whole point of S-Play. And I just, you know what, I'll just use this video as a classic thoughts. And then my thoughts of the Intellivision Amico, saying that maybe I'll give them a second chance about the situation. But the reality, spoiler is, since it was an April's Fool joke, it's really not. So again, it's just a joke. Hopefully people didn't get the wrong idea, because I know there's been a lot of situation with the Amico story. And I don't want to add fuel to the fire, but I mean, it's an April's Fool. That's why I had to do a disclaimer in the end, just to kind of like keep it safe, cover all my bases. Like, hey, look, it's just a joke. And the video that I did was actually my last one. Because, of course, if you notice, I also did about idea versus reality in business. And I did refer to the Amico, but it's mostly focused on the PS3 because the story behind it, you can idea. Again, the idea, you know, like you have this idea, but when you're trying to put it on business, when money's involved, that's a different story there. So that's basically it. So that is not really an Amico video. Like I said, my closure is the final video. And like I said, no new Amico video for me ever. Because like I said, I have no interest. I have nothing to do with it. Like I said, it's not my fight. And I'm just like, I heard the stories. It's sort of interesting, but I am going to stay away from it. And then, of course, in my extended channel, this is an extended version of the Amico Live showcase. I also included like the hub, because the way the game setup is that there's sort of a hub and you move around. They categorize the games. And they also have a jukebox and some video about the people behind the Intellivision and the history about it. So there you go. So anyway, those are my thoughts and my epilogue of April Special 2022. Yeah, I was trying to find like what a good one is, but in the end, I just end up with Intellivision. You know, it is what it is there. So with that, I'll see you guys later.